Capricorn, get ready to fight. Yep. Yep. You know, this is a very blessed week for the most part, but it was never going to necessarily be a smooth one, because when things become very clear about how you feel and you're able to actually say them and speak them, articulate them, you know, people don't always react well. But that's what's basically happening. And with you, of course, it does really, really come out professionally. Of course, as with all of my readings, this is especially the general part. Apply the energy where it suits your life. But ultimately, there's a fight that's ensuing. There's definitely an exchange of words that leads to a harsh conversation, also a revelation of sorts. And I think it stems from the fact that you are ready to let go. You are ready to be doing something else. You don't want to be in the same position that you've been in before in the past, or for, stuck in a situation that isn't fulfilling you. But in some ways, just because we know what we want, we've realized it, we've accepted it, does not mean we're ready to say it out loud or to execute it. But sometimes, unfortunately, passive-aggressively, we act out in ways like pointing out other people's flaws, or pointing out being uber critical, or starting to pick apart those things that we know we don't want anymore, but we're not brave enough to just stand up and say, goodbye, I don't need you anymore. So what ends up happening, and forgive the appearance, I don't feel good, so I will be looking probably crappy for the next couple of weeks. But what ends up happening in these situations is the toxicity starts to kind of spill out, because it's inevitable. You know, you already understand the feelings, but for some reason have convinced yourself that it is the honorable thing to do to hold back and not express yourself or say what it is you feel. And it's all a bunch of bullshit. I'm just gonna, and if you guys know I love you like crazy, but I always call a spade. I say things straight, and it really is just a bunch of bullshit. You need to own your feelings this week. You need to speak from a place of self-ownership, possessing those facilities inside of yourself that say, this is what I want. This isn't working for me. Instead of allowing yourself to nitpick somebody else, because there's a big warning sign all over the place. And yeah, I know that this is from you to them, not from them to you. I don't see you being nitpicked. I definitely see the caveat or the red flag flopping here being from you to them being probably a boss or a business partner, not necessarily a significant other, but who knows. There is some obstacles or impediments to a healthy love. There is a healthy relationship, being happy. And these impediments are definitely the toxicity that exists within a promise that you made. This promise that you made is toxic because you never wanted to make it. You never really wanted this opportunity. You never really wanted to be doing this. And that's the truth. And the reason why you took it was toxic as well. It was out of fear that was disguised as obligation, responsibility, the right thing to do, etc., etc. Like, we can disguise our bad behaviors in so many ways. And in your case, it wasn't manipulative at all. It was reacting to fear, not addressing the fear, owning the fear, or saying, I'm afraid. I know I don't want to turn back, but I'm going to turn back because I'm scared. Instead, no. I'm going to do this for the right reasons. And the right reasons are, this is the responsible thing to do. And, it'll bring in, maybe I'll get a raise or whatever. And like, you can steep all these really wonderful sounding excuses on it. I find this is a cardinal trait. Cardinal signs do find are really effective at finding really great sounding excuses for really bad choices, and then putting a whole bunch of energy into it so other people know not to question them. And you are no less cardinal than any other cardinal sign, Capricorn. And this was definitely a sense of there was definitely a sense of you like signing on the dotted line for something that you did not want to sign. Now, let me just make this very clear. I don't think that it's you that's making the relationship or the situation toxic. I think that absolutely has to do with somebody else's decision, somebody else's attitude. I can tell you right now who you're dealing with is somebody who is too conceited to even acknowledge that there are other voices around, to hear your voice or acknowledge that you have experience. Don't even want to listen to your experience. Really just wants to do things their way and wants you to serve what they want to do. I hope this is not a relationship. Relationships for you guys have seemed actually very, very good lately, so I'm hoping this isn't a romantic relationship. But we're going to go into the romantic relationship along with the tarot card reading over in the extended. That link is below. There's always an extended, very personalized reading. It really will articulate the specifics of the toxicity of this relationship and what's going on, what dynamic, and how to get out of it will be very specific with the tarot cards when we go over there. But and then there's a relationship reading there too. So I'm hoping that this is not a toxic relationship, but it is a toxic relationship. I'm hoping it's not a toxic romantic relationship, because that would just be too compromising right now. I think that this has to do with you and your job and your career and a person that you find yourself working on, especially if it's a superior. That's what it looks like. This person at the very least considers themselves a superior, and I think it's very unfortunate, but in most cases it is actually a superior, like somebody who could have had, has your paycheck in their hand, or somebody who could have actually hired you. And I don't think that they're intentionally giving you a hard time. I just think that this is the way, their way is set. And they don't they don't have any interest in, this energy does not have any interest in anything that you're contributing. Listen, you'll practice and you're practicing your practice. I can almost see you now practicing what you'll say, or how to, putting together a great presentation to present to them, or telling them, trying to make them see that everybody still has work to do, because everything that they think, they've overlooked something. They've missed a few specifics. Maybe they've even missed opportunities, and you want to fine tune these things, right? Destruction, hellfire, just gonna fall to the wayside. In other words, where you are in partnership with this person, it's gonna lead to a bad end. It's gonna lead to basically ruination. If the project is going to fail, the sale is going to fail, the company is going to fail. Some sort of, I think, decision or understanding that the decisions that are being made are, once again, just overlooking a lot of important things and a lot of important opportunities, and that they're making their own, making their own bed. They're going to eventually have to lie in it. And ultimately, you're just standing by there recognizing, I think, the healthiest thing for you to recognize is that you got to take care of yourself. sink or swim, motherfuckers. But bottom line, you can't sink with this ship. And if you do participate, it's almost like you can see the failure written on the wall. And if you do decide to participate in any way, you know for a fact that you'll be going down too. At the very least, it's making you miserable. And so I do see this energy as being some sort of self-defense, a recognition that you kind of are in it by yourself, and you do have to take care of who you are by yourself, or, just be prepared. And this is gearing up for a fight. Be ready. It's a warning card. If you read the book, you would know, the Fairy Oracle book, it says it. This is a warning card of get ready to prepare for a fight, because you're going to have to defend yourself, or you may have to defend yourself. And at the very least, I know that you can feel this energy taking root right now. Wow, don't you just want that? Don't you just want to be in a position where you can exhale and not have all of this be crowding your head all the time? 1111. And I think maybe that's the point, or the reason for all this pressure right now, is that awakening, that sense of, why is this stress in my life? Like, I can choose peace, and I want you to know that you can choose peace, and that you should be choosing peace. And in fact, if there's any real purpose behind all of this hectic craziness, it's to get you to start reappointing your focus, and focus on peace. Look at this. This card comes up when you're sitting in the corner knowing so much of everything, like understanding things, seeing things clearly. And you just won't say anything. You just don't feel like you have the authority to say anything, and you don't feel like, people appreciate you, respect you enough to even listen. So why waste your words? And I will say that for a lot of you out there, you're absolutely right. You don't have the authority, and nobody wants to listen to you. But this card comes up to remind you, who cares? Who cares? You have to get on your own side. This is about speaking up at the board meeting, because you won't get fired. They don't care enough about what you have to say. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't say it, because at the very least, you should be on your own side. And that's what this card is about. This card comes up when it's like, it doesn't matter. You definitely have to speak up and say something for your own good, not to let them browbeat you and defeat you before they even get defeated. This is that sense of knowing your self-worth and being reminded of your self-worth, so that you aren't sort of, so you remember who the fuck you are. That's what it is. And then the Lenormand really clarifies everything. So there are definite impediments or blockages toward your happiness or your abundance. This is blockages of love, which is telling me that in some ways this could also be playing out in your personal life, or spilling over into your personal life. And this could be, or you could be dealing with, your partner could be dealing with this right now, feeling like there's just this formidable presence in their professional life that is causing them a great deal of emotional stress. But the thing that's causing them the most emotional stress, or causing you the most emotional stress, the thing that's causing the apex emotional stress, is not speaking about it, is keeping it to yourself and deciding, well, they're not going to care anyway, so I should just shut my mouth. No, because it's almost like now you're taking their side against you, or you're demonstrating the same kind of disrespect to yourself that they are. And that's where you have to lay the line. That's where it becomes very toxic, where this promise that you made, or this commitment that you made, or this contract that you signed has become very toxic. That sense of you feeling like you're nothing because they don't validate you. You're nothing because they treat you like you're nothing. And in some ways agreeing with them by the behavior that you're showing to you really. And that's where this commitment has become toxic, and it could be spilling over into your personal relationship. That sense of worthlessness, that sense of feeling like you do not have a voice, which is starting to chip away and eat away at your heart. And holy moly, That's where you have to speak up. That's why. First, talk to God. Start to talk to God. Ask for help. Ask for assistance or practice. Just get it on the tip of your tongue and acknowledge it in your head and say it out loud a few times to somebody that loves you unconditionally, which is the universe or the Great Spirit or God, Muhammad, Allah, whoever you believe in. Speak out loud and talk to your angels, your ancestors. Use them as your soundboard right now to get used to saying it out loud, because this is about getting into a balanced place in your soul, where you recognize your own validity and your own self-worth, and you get back on your own side because you're recognizing that your future, that you're ready to move on, you're ready to walk the fuck out of here. And when you have that conversation with God, it's almost like gaining that support from the divine to say, yeah, you can leave. You don't have to stay. This is a bunch of bullshit right now, and you need to take care of yourself because you've been drained a great deal. This card shows up when there's just, you gotta refill that engine, man, because you're running on empty right now, and you're probably running on empty because of all the stress and strain that you've been going through to basically suppress yourself while all this other crap is going on. Right? You have to stick up for you now, even if that means move the fuck on. And for most of you, or for some of you, I have to say, that's the answer. Like, move on from this job or this thing that is causing you a great deal of hardship and strife, a great deal of sadness. Let me get into your animal reading, your animal totem reading. Hold on. Okay. Let's get into your animal totem. This is for Capricorn. Capricorn. And you have to say that I do believe that for most of you, this is professional toxicity. But at the same time, for you, your professional life is so integral to your intimate life and how you feel about yourself, that to write this off as, oh, it's nothing because it's career, it's like not heard of, right? And there's no way that if you're feeling this way in your career, or that you're feeling drained, right, it's not going to like trickle down and like result in it affecting other things. There is a small number of you that this is coming from your home. Yeah, that this is definitely a sense of something that you've been feeling for a while. You don't like how somebody's talking to you. Your spouse is not treating you as an equal. They might be treating you in a very diminutive manner, like they're the adult and you're the child. You may have started even hearing them say a lot of different things, like insulting things or talking in a derogatory fashion to you. In which case, fuck that. And I know, and that's why I get it. Like, I understand that there's this. It's like, I can't say anything. I can't say anything because that I'm the one ruining things. No, that's a very toxic thought. It's maybe you being treated so badly for so long that there's just this sense of like you actually talking to yourself that way now. And this is the energy. I don't care what week you're seeing this. This is not a time-stamped video. It's for any time. But whatever week you're seeing this, I mean, this is the energy right now for you. This is the energy where you are absolutely awakening and realizing what's going on. And things have to change. So this is your animal totem card, Bat Spirit, coming out of the dark. Coming out, think of where bats live, in a cave, a muddled place, right? And no, they never really fly during the daytime, but it's definitely a sense of spreading their wings. Maybe you've been in a cocoon for a while, and now it's time to reach out. You don't have to stay stuck anymore. You're not stuck anymore, and you have the ability to move on. And I think that that's something that you have to excuse me, you have to realize and recognize is that you do have the power to move on. This is Pisces energy, so it's got to do with a lot of emotions, very emotional, and it also is a sense of escapism, maybe waking up from your dreams, waking up from that place that you go to escape all of this and feel better about it, even if it's not real. This is a sense of having to wake up out of this. This is Pisces and Scorpio energy. This is, which is just very emotional right now. Emotional and intuitive, also psychic and destined. Think of all of those things that water is. Water is memory. Water is life. Water is that connective force. If you think of the river Styx in ancient Greek mythology, the river Styx was present in the living world as well as the world of the dead, and that's because water flows through. It's the river that connects the metaphysical to the physical world. So ultimately, this is a sense of getting raw, your emotions surfacing and coming up from the depths to a place where you're going to have to deal with them or confront them. This could also suggest these are buried emotions that have to be dealt with so they don't become toxic in the situation that you're in right now. Magic works through you. This is Cancerian energy, and this is Cancerian energy. So this is like high, almost esoteric, Cancerian energy, very metaphysical Cancerian energy, transcending yourself and being more than you ever thought you could be. And this is feeling at home, right? This is the 3D Cancerian energy of being very protective about your heart space and being secure in your heart space and your home, and securing your home and loving your family and knowing where you belong. So ultimately, it's a sense of creating a place of belonging for yourself. A place where you feel good and you feel nurtured and you feel at home. So, okay, those are the cards that came out. New developments at home. It's really interesting how this fourth house energy is so prominent for you guys right now. So it could very well be that that is your safe place right now for some of you, for most of you. Could ultimately be from your home creating something of your own. I want to get into tarot. I'm going to articulate all this. That link is below if you want to jump over there right now. These are your angel messages. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do. If you really like this video, then like this video and then share it on your social media profiles. You can also click the subscribe button below and ring that bell so that you get notified. I upload 12 to 13 videos a week. Every Wednesday is when Capricorn specific content comes out, but sun, moon, and rising sign is what you should be looking at. There's always a Vimeo extended, and you can subscribe directly over there too. You can get the astrological weekly forecast that I do for free. I upload them to Vimeo and to Instagram. And if you do subscribe to Vimeo directly, you'll get notifications and access to the extended videos about a day before the link comes up on the YouTube videos. And they stand on their own too, so you can basically view them anytime. Even before these. And then, of course, I do live tarot card readings Monday through Friday. I am, or whenever on Instagram. So please do join me over there as well. born_without_boundaries over on Instagram. I am not doing any live readings or personal readings right now. That's not something I'm booking because I am not well. So if you want to know the scoop on that, I'm going to go in depth and just let you guys know what's up with me. That's also going to be in your Vimeo video this week. So if you're curious, head on over there too. Let's get into your angel messages right now. The reason why I'm not sharing the personal information on YouTube is because this is very, very public here, and I'm not a very, very public person, which sounds weird for somebody who does the work that I do, but I do. I share. I'm happy to share my gifts with people, but I don't necessarily like to share my private life with everybody. So that's going to have to remain gated content just for my privacy's sake. So let's see what came out for your angel card readings. Divine mystery. You, along with the sun, earth, moon, and stars, are part of one creation. A divine mystery unfolding each moment. Be present and feel the power of now. Be in the moment and witness the wonder of it all. So there's something new that is coming out of your life right now, and you have to allow it, even though change is scary and difficult, and you have to actually take the steps forward. It's going to be well worth it, because it's going to be healing for you, and it's definitely the direction that the universe wants you to move. This change is kind of quite necessary for you right now. Because it seems like you've been emptied, you've been drained, and a new beginning is long overdue. Then we have anxiety. Yeah, I know. We surround you with the healing light of amethyst. Take a deep breath and breathe in this beautiful violet light. Feel your anxiety melting away. There is nothing to fear. There is only love. Clarity. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe in the blue of the sky. Feel a gentle breeze flow through you. There is peace. There is clarity. A magical healing has just taken place. A gift from your guardian angel. Clarity. Clarity. And then one more, last but not least, heart song. What is your heart saying? Stop and listen. Your truth lies within the empty spaces between your thoughts. Your truth shines through from within your soul. Your truth is that which is eternal and unchanging. Your truth is love. So where is your love? What is your heart saying? I know it's asking you, who is very pragmatic, to follow your intuition. But yeah, that's why Scorpio and Cancer and Pisces energy is so prevalent right now. It's about emotions. What are your emotions telling you? Let's go to tarot, and I'm going to articulate all of that for you. I'll see you guys in the extended. Link is below.